With HBO Max, I have decided to go back and check out all of the DC stuff that I have missed throughout the years. And one of the things that I missed, regrettably so, that I kind of wish that I had not missed, was the DCAMU, which is the DC animated movie universe. Not the DC animated universe. This is not the same universe that Batman the animated series, the Superman the animated series take place in. This is a different universe, which I did not know until I looked into this, but the DC animated movie universe is its own group of movies that began back in 2013 with a movie called Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, which I'll be giving you my thoughts on today. And the most recent one came out last year, which is Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So I haven't seen any of these. That's right, I missed all of these. Never saw them. And now I'm going to go back and not only watch them, but also give my thoughts here on World of Geekdom. Because, hey, look, everybody wants the Snyderverse. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people do. Not Warner. But before the Snyderverse, I feel like the DCAMU was doing the sort of movie universe thing as good as Marvel. In some ways, maybe even better for a while. You know, at least that's what I was told. But I had never seen them for myself. And depending on how this goes for me, depending on how I enjoy these films, I may obviously change my mind and, you know, maybe I'll like this more than Marvel, maybe less. Probably, it's going to be hard to top MCU Phase 3, right? But it's my first time going into this, and I'm really excited. I mean, I'm really, really excited. But today, I want to talk to you about Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, which is available on Blu-ray, DVD, and on HBO Max. So if you have any of these, go ahead and look into it. If you want to get into this universe, don't get confused. There are other DC films that tie into the Bruce Timm universe and other like sort of OVA type of movies that aren't really part of any canon. So make sure you look up a list of DCAMU. Like I said, it begins with Flashpoint Paradox and it ends with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So it's quite a few movies. It's 16 movies right now. And who knows if they'll do more. I mean, I remember hearing that they're done now, but are they really done? I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. But right now, I want to talk about Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox. First of all, yeah, this was a really good movie. I got to tell y'all that I'm not a massive DC historian. I know Marvel much more than DC. But learning about DC and seeing these animated movies, first of all, even though I obviously love the DC animated TV shows like the animated series of Batman, Superman, whatever, the animation for the Flashpoint Paradox film was phenomenal. Just really smooth, almost anime-ish. Also, a lot of the DCAMU movies are rated PG-13 or even rated R. This thing is not your daddy's like Superman TV show. You see what I'm saying? This thing not only covers adult and mature topics and very deep topics, which DC is kind of known for, but also straight up has profanity, there's violence, there's blood, and there's even a sex scene. I mean, you don't see anything, but it's implied they're about to do it, you know, right there on the screen. And yeah, it was really interesting. Really, really interesting to see this. And I really love that they're doing these sort of adult cartoons. Obviously, you know, DC always kind of did stuff that was a little bit, you know, animated wise, a little bit different. Batman the Animated Series was not really a traditional cartoon. It was more so, it was obviously PG, but it was still much more mature, right, compared to other shows of the time. Well, this is even more so. This is like a theatrical film, but it's animated. So I want to talk about sort of the plot here without going into spoilers, because you really don't want to, like, spoil yourself, okay? I'm not going to spoil myself, but I want to tell y'all this. If you want to join with me on this journey, let's just do something right now. We're going to call it the DCAMU Movie Club. We're starting it right now. The World of Geekdom DCAMU Movie Club, where if you've never seen these before and you want to watch along with me, when you see the review pop up in your notification feed, watch the movie that came out after. So after we get done today, if you've never seen Flashpoint Paradox, watch it, even if you like it or dislike it. Watch it if you have HBO Max. and then afterward, go ahead and watch Justice League War, which is the second one, and then I'll do the same, and then I'll come back, in a few days or a week or so, and I'll give you my review. So, I don't know if these are going to be weekly reviews or every couple weeks, but I am going to give y'all plenty of time to watch them, and some of y'all might jump ahead, which I kind of... It's okay if you do, just make sure you come back. It would just be cool to kind of watch it with y'all, and kind of get that... that same reaction, see if you guys kind of agree. But anyway, so the story of this, without going into any details, it does take elements from the Flashpoint storyline, and it is primarily a Flash-centric film, even though Barry Allen, I guess, is the main character of this, but it is about the entire league and their dealings with, well, let's get into it. So basically, Flash finds himself in a alternate timeline. He ends up in an alternate timeline where everything is different, including who the superheroes are, whose side they're on, and what their motivations are, and what sort of led to their origins. And what makes this movie interesting is just how different the alternate universes are, the alternate timelines are. We have a different Batman. We have a different origin, a different backstory between the Amazonians and the Atlanteans. Some of the villains are good guys. Some of the good guys are villains. Some of the superheroes are in different... They're in different locations. They have different origins. They're doing different things. Some are still good guys. And so Flash, his entire world has been rocked because he's meeting people who don't recognize him at all, and meeting people who he recognizes but are not the same person. And it's very interesting. As you see the characters kind of get introduced, you'll be like, damn, like this is definitely interesting. It's a definitely different perspective. I love this movie. I really, really enjoy this movie. He has to basically figure out who caused the time change and how to fix it. And let me tell you, it's quite the reveal. It is quite the reveal. This movie has everything in it, from action to emotion. What makes this movie is not just the action and violence, but also the really good story here. Because Flash is in a different world, doesn't know what to do, but has to do his best to kind of piece together what the world has become to try to fix it, because it's very, very post-apocalyptic. It's like Days of Futures Past type of shit, it's really, really different, and in a good way. And you see Flash try to discover what's going on. There's lots of twists going on, lots of different character moments that make me smile. And let me tell you something, it's pretty damn ballsy for the DCAMU to start their universe with this, because you're not establishing the league, you're not establishing the characters, you're basically starting with the assumption that everybody already knows the league. We already know Justice League, we already know their origins. Like, this is sort of telling you, like, you already kind of know these characters. Obviously, some you may not know, some you may know. The big ones you know. You know Superman, you know Wonder Woman. If you've seen even the DCEU, the live action, even if you've seen that, you can recognize these characters, right? Most of them are in here. But, tremendous. Just a tremendous film. I don't want to go into spoilers, because some of y'all have never seen this before. But maybe we'll talk about it when this is all said and done. And I'll give my thoughts on the entire thing, and we'll go into spoilers then. But the relationship between Flash and Batman in this is phenomenal. Kevin Conroy does voice Bruce Wayne in this, the original voice of Batman. Also, he's joined by C. Thomas Howell. Lex Lang is in this. God, so many actors that I recognize. Jennifer Hale is in this. Steve Bloom is in this as Lex Luthor. Dana Delaney. Just a lot of different actors. Justin Chambers plays Barry Allen, the Flash. And you're just as lost as he is. And you're trying to figure out what's going on. The animation is so smooth and clean. The story is the strongest part of this, and the character moments. Especially the story of Flash himself and how he has to deal with, this alternate world. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I know that not all of the DCAMU movies are this good. I know that some are not so great and some are great, but what a great start to this entire universe, and I really look forward. I wish that live action could do something like this. Like, I don't even think Marvel has the stones to do something like this. We saw time travel in Avengers Endgame, but they still kind of sort of played it safe in that we didn't see like a extremely adverse alternate timeline. We didn't see that, you know, not quite like this. It's very different, and we see it in Marvel comics all the time. As comics do this kind of stuff, so it's really ballsy and very refreshing for a DC animated movie or even a live action movie. It doesn't matter, for a movie to have actually explored things that only comic book storylines would do. So really enjoyed this. I love it. All right, go watch Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. The next one that I'm watching is going to be Justice League War. That'll be the one after this one, so I'll come back with a review on that one whenever I watch it. I've got some big things coming up, like I'll have friends over here for WrestleMania weekend and all that, so I'm not going to drop that review. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I'm going to watch it soon, but I don't know exactly when, so I can't give you a timetable, but I'm going to try and drop one of these once every couple weeks or once every week, and then by the time we're done with all of them, you know, we'll be done. But I'm probably going to... Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and watch the second one sometime this weekend and probably drop a review early next week, Justice League War. Because I got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. But also, after that, I'll be Son of Batman and Justice League Throne of Atlantis, and then we'll go from there. So every character gets his own movie, it seems. There's different storylines, and Suicide Squad's involved, and lots of different things. Constantine's in one of these, so very excited. Anyways, that's going to do it. Thank you again. Let me know what you think about Flashpoint Paradox. And I'll see y'all in the next one, which is going to be for Justice League War. Although I may do a review for some of the other DC animated films as well on here, because I'm really in DC right now. And some of y'all have never seen these before, and some of y'all should see them. And I think y'all would like them because DC's animation is top notch. Throughout the years, it's always been great. We'll talk soon.